Good morning. Protectli sent me another box. The new VP3230. I haven't even had time to practice the actual model number because it is so new. They sent it to me a couple days ago. I haven't had time to unbox it and said, hey, do a video on this. And I said, what about instructions? Those aren't ready yet. So you are going to go like and subscribe. And then you guys are going to watch how I build this without using instructions. That's the whole point of the video, to see how people were going to perceive how to build this device. I have some specs of the box, really good ones. But before we dive in, before we open it, this box could be served for a mini NAS or a mini server for the home lab or for the professional environment, because you can put multiple hard drives in this box. I'm going to open it up and look at it, but I'm going to go over a couple specs that pop out to me that are going to help people want to go, oh, I like this box. So the first one, it's got two 2.5 gig Intel network cards, the i226Vs. It's got a really nice CPU. Nothing that's going to suck the power out of the whole energy of your home lab, but something very good to run a storage server. And that's what I'm going to use in here. I've got some drives. I got a drive for the OS to live off of. And then I scored myself out of my collector's bin 4 500 gig spinning rust drives. And the reason why I'm going to go with these is because I wanted to test if anybody else is going to use this box and put spinning rust in there too. Because you could buy 2 terabyte drives for like $89 and build a storage server. I'm going to probably use TrueNAS. I really like TrueNAS. The next feature is the CPU. Like I mentioned before, it's not an i7, it's not an i9, it's an i3 with 8 cores. The i3 N305, I think that'd be perfect for a storage server at home. Something just to hold all your data. I'm going to use this in my lab. And yeah, it's messy over there. I'm still waiting for some cables and a power bar to go in here so I can make this all clean. That's going to be another video. The next thing, it says under the Intel spec, this CPU doesn't like anything more, or not certified or not recommended past 16 gigs. But in my box, they sent me a 32 gig stick so I can test it. And I get to test it how a consumer would perceive this. So enough of the specs, or the boring paperwork. Let's drink some coffee out of my wife's cup because I couldn't find mine. And have a look inside. I'm going to lay it all out and I'm going to build it. But after that, I'm going to do a series 2 of installing the OS and stuff like that, because I don't want you guys to watch a 45-minute video to use this. I want to break it up into different pieces and stuff like that. So today, I'm going to unbox it, show you what comes in the box, go over a couple things, then I'll build it, and then video 2, we'll install TrueNAS and go from there. And if you guys have any recommendations of what else I want to install on there, like Proxmox or Hyper-V or whatever else you want, let me know in the comments below right after you push the like button. Okay, so it's the Vault Pro. It's designed to be a mini server or a NAS that you want to design. The VP3230, brand new, just coming out. You might even know how you see this video. So we got the unit itself. Oh, and these are passively cooled. There's no fans in this, so it doesn't make any noise. Well, it's going to make noise now because I put small hard drives in there, but it's not going to be fan noise. Okay, we've got some cardboard. It's going to fall down. Oh, yeah. The bottom part of the case, I think this is what holds all the hard drives. And this bolts to this. But I don't have any instructions, so we're going to build it together. More cardboard. Oh, here's where all the goodies are. Let's dump that out. Was nicely, neatly packed in there, but whoops. So we got a Visa mount case again, or piece of metal. We got our new serial to USB connector. Ooh, oh, those are goodies. Okay, a power supply. I'm curious to see what the power supply is, because if we're putting hard drives in there and the system takes so many power, let's see what we got. Output 12 volts, 7.5 amps, 90 watts. That's a beefy power supply. Sweet. And it's got their nice screw piece on the end there. Looks like we have the VESA screws. We'll put that up there. I'm not going to use those, but I'll put them back in the box. Then we got some standard power cord. We also have some screws for the hardware. And what else do we got in here? All right, let's see what we got. We got some cables. Okay. What's this? Oh yeah, this. Might as well open this up. Okay. This unit, you could put a video card or a 10 gig NIC if you've already got storage in there. I believe. Oh, I'll open it in a couple minutes here. I believe, so this is a PCIe cable adapter. It's got a little, is it open? Oh, it's open. Okay, let's have a look. It's got a slot on there. So that way we could put a graphics card in there or something that you want to plug into this. Okay, I'm going to put that back in there. That's kind of cool. And we got a bracket for something. I'm not too sure. And then we got, it looks like a power cord. This power cord looks like it goes into this little board because there's a little connector right there. So let's keep all that together. So that's an option. I believe this is our option, so that way we can put in a network card or a video card. Okay, that's pretty cool. Keep that in there. Probably bag that up so that way you can have options and keep them all together. And then we have the part that we're really going to need to build this NAS. So, all of this hardware. We got screws for all the drives. Yep. We've got 4 SATA power dongles, and they have the power ports that go onto the motherboard of this, so that's good. And keep it in here so that when I build it. We've got 2 drive, I'm not going to call them caddies, I'm going to call them brackets, because our hard drives go in here like this, and they've left enough space so that way when you put 2 of them in there, they don't get real hot because the flow will be going through there. And I believe there's a fan. That's right. I remember seeing something like that when I was looking online. There's a fan in here that keeps it cool and quiet. I lied. I just remembered that. I said there was no fan. I guess we're going to have to see how loud this fan is. Whoops. It's so new, I don't know how anything is in here. My bad. Okay. So we got 2 of those. Goes in the bag. They even include the breakout cable that plugs into this PCIe SATA card that allows you to hook up 4 drives. Sweet. Yep, it's got the connector on the end there, so it takes your breakout cable to your 4 SATA connectors. That's kind of sweet. I like that. That's going to now enable us to have our 4 drives. Off to the side. Well, that was foolish of me. It's got a fan in there. My bad. Cool. Okay, I have a screwdriver just out of my reach. Let's look inside of this thing. I guess before we do, we could look on the front here. So we got 2 2.5 gig Ethernet cards, or ports. We got our COM port, 2 more USBs, another COM port at the top here. So there's 2 ways of connecting to it with 2 COM ports. Okay. We've got HDMI and DisplayPort, and then our power button on the front. No fan on the top, but there's a fan in this. Bummer. And then we have our power on the back, which has the screw terminal. Okay. Let's have a look inside here. What does this thing look like? Okay. Yep. Cool. So we got a single 32 gig stick in there. And we have, see here, we got our 4 power ports on the bottom. So there's 4 power ports. What does our fan plug into? Oh yeah, our fan plugs into over on the side here, right here. I'll put a better picture in here for you guys. And then we got 1, 2, 3. Oh, it doesn't go. Oh, it could go into all 3. All right, I'm gonna have to message James and say, hey, which one of these slots is used, because I don't see on the board anywhere any labels. Which one is which, and if it matters, because I don't want to blow it up. So, okay, I'll send an email. It says SIM slot. Oh yeah, I see a little SIM, there's a little SIM slot, and it's pointing at a SIM card port down there. Okay. I mean, it's pretty simple to install all the equipment into the right ports. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send off a quick email or a phone call. Actually, no, I'm going to phone James and be like, hey, I want to know which one of these goes into where. Can you send me a top-down view so I can label all these in the video for everybody so we can know? It's probably in the manual that they're going to release, but I don't have that yet. And after that, we're going to build this. Now, apparently, this goes just like this. Oh, and it does too. I wonder if it... No, they wouldn't put that like that. Does it go like that? You know what? It might just go like that. So, if that's the way this goes, then I'm going to say the card goes into this slot. Because the way it sits, I'll show you. It bolts together like this. Yep, those are where the screws are. It sits like this. So I'm going to say it goes like that, where that card for our breakout cable goes this way, and it only goes in that slot, which would mean that the boot drive, my 256 gig M.2, will go into that slot in the very top here. Well, I'm going to still phone James, and I'm going to make sure that I'm putting it together right, and then we'll build the box, put all the screws in, put drives into it, and go from there. So, be right back. All right, this is actually easier than I thought. As you saw above, or back a little bit, I put in a graphical picture of where all these slots are and what the ports are for. Now all we have to do is put the hardware together and the screws in. I did go ahead and talk to James on the phone, but I also went ahead as I was talking to him on the phone and just screwed these into the brackets because it's pretty simple. The hard part, simple, putting this in, attaching the cable, and attaching these. So let's do this. Oh, and I went ahead and put my NVMe drive in there. I'll take a picture of this for you guys. Pretty simple. So let's put this card in. Even comes with the screw in its own baggie, so that way you can drop it out of here and not lose it. Now that I have the proper screwdriver, let's put the card in. Pretty simple. This goes in here like that. One screw, done. The next, we want to put the cables on for everything, because when we put the top on, it's going to be hard to do. Ooh, that's in there. Now we got to do these, and it doesn't matter which port it goes into as long as you have them all plugged in. Okay, and anything else I'm missing? We need these screws, because we're going to screw down the top. So we got everything, got all our cables plugged in. Now we get to route this through here. Now before we go too far, when we put this on, we need to make sure that we push this through too. You want to be gentle because that's plugged into a nice little card. It looks like, yep, we have some room to put this fan cable in. So let's go like this. Okay, so we got our 4 SATA. Now we just have to plug in these, but I wonder if this is going to be easy when we have all this in here. I wonder if it'd be better to put this in here like this. Yes, it looks like it. I'm going to slide this under here. Yes, looks like that would be a lot easier. Okay, I'll show you a picture after I've got all this in here, but we got to take some screws. Let's bolt down the top of the case. So we got 4 long screws, which bolts the, actually no, we have 6 screws that go through the case that bolt it all together. So let's put these in. Ooh, those are machined very nice because they're actually smooth when you push them through. That's good. Okay, now I wonder what that other piece was for. I never did figure out what that little bracket was for, but maybe I'll figure that out later. I don't know what it's for. Okay, we'll figure it out. Let's hook up 2 of these cables before we go too far. So let's do, and they got labels on there too, so P1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 1 and 2 first. Now we'll screw in the hard drive or the hard drive brackets, and they come with all the proper screws for this too. I like this. Whoever designed this really thought about building this properly. I wonder how many revisions they went through to make this perfect. Because this looks, and everything's fitting in here nicely. Now, a side note, you can't have a PCIe card in there, like a video card or a network card, and the hard drives. It's either the hard drives or the cards. You got to decide what you want to use there. I'm just using SATA drives because that's what I had on here, but now that we know that 2 terabyte and 1 terabyte SATA SSDs are cheap, this could be probably faster if you use those drives. But this is what I have on hand. So this is how I've built the device. There's our fan. Underneath these 2 drives right here in the front, there is our PCI card with all our adapter on it. And then we have all the 4 cables. So we have 2 cables here, 2 cables here, 1 per drive. Then we have our 4 SATA powers. We have 6 screws, so there's 1 here, here, and here. You can see them right there. Yep. On all 4, or on 3 on either side. And down there, they've even cut out the metal so that way the fan cable goes underneath here, because this plate right here goes over top of that. But yeah, that's pretty slick. It's pretty clear how this looks. I like that. I don't know what these screws are for, because we've got those 4. Maybe they give you 4 extra ones, because they do look exactly the same as the bottom ones. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to assume that. Somebody will comment maybe, but I'm going to assume that those 4 are going to be for the same. So let's put the bottom on. Let's see how it looks when we put the bottom on. But let's see here. Let's put all these in and see how it looks with it all together. And kudos to them. They really did some nice machining, because putting the screws in here are smooth. There's no, you know how you get some products you build and the screws are really not centered and they're not really machined properly, so they're hard to go in and sometimes you can strip them. These ones are just straight in, smooth. I like that. Okay, it's in, it's built. We got ourselves a nice NAS. So we got the back and the front with a fan. Okay, this unit is built, ready to go. The next video, we're going to install true NAS on it and try it. I was thinking maybe I'm going to wait for some comments from you guys, but I think we could try Proxmox on this and put a couple VMs on there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching, and we'll go from there. See you later.